Bonafide Hustler here. In this video, we're going to talk about profitable shoes. What's going on, guys and gals? Chris, the Bonafide Hustler, comes to you live from the inside of my gym. And in this video, we're going to go over some shoes and boots that I found recently and why they're profitable, why I picked them up, and in the hopes that you guys can go out there, find some used shoes, flip them for some good money. Anyway, that's what this video is all about. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at the Bonafide Hustler, and you can also get the free money making guide. It's the first link down below. It'll teach you 50 other items that I look for that are used, that I commonly sell for more money on eBay, local markets, things like that. All right, so that's the first link down below. Go get that. This video is all about shoes, and in fact, next month, right, we're gonna have a shoes to bucks kind of month, right? We're just gonna have a high emphasis on shoes on some of the videos, on definitely some of the stuff in the email list. And so, shoes are one of those things that I love to resell because when we go to thrift stores or garage sales, there are always shoes, right? Always. Doesn't matter which part of the country I go to, swap meet, whatever, it doesn't matter. Yard sales, estate sales, thrift stores, they're always shoes. So it's probably in your best interest to learn what makes a profitable shoe profitable, right? So we're gonna go over that in this video, and we'll start with the very first one. And that's one that's actually gonna sell here in about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna sell this locally in about 10 minutes. But this right here is a great brand. It's called Noble, right? And this is an athletic tennis shoe, basically. Now, Noble is known for being a CrossFit kind of company, right? And so this is actually, surprisingly, one of their least popular kind of shoes is this one. It's called, I think, the Runner or whatever. But the main one you want to check out for is the Noble, just normal high tops or low top classic kind of trainer. They are out there. I actually have a pair, and I don't really like them that much, but it doesn't matter. There's a huge following for this brand, Noble. So go check that out. And that's their logo kind of like right there. They do make backpacks too, and shorts and things like that, but they're mostly known for their shoes. Now, typically a Noble shoe, the kind of price point that I'm playing with, these were 15 bucks, but typically when I find these kind of shoes, they're $10 or less, and you can sell them for right around 60 to like 120 bucks, depending if you have a high top or something like this. So anyway, this is a pretty cool brand, and wear and tear is actually surprisingly not like a terrible issue on these kind of shoes because they do have to withstand a fair amount of torture. But usually when it comes to wear and tear, I look at this thing in here, and if I don't see much scuffs or whatever, that's probably a shoe that's not worn very much, right? This is not a shoe that's worn very much. That's why I got into it for 15 bucks. Someone's gonna come over locally and pick these things up for $60. That means, 45 bucks in cash right there. Not a big deal. It's almost the same as selling it on eBay for like 90 or 100. At the end of the day, when shipping is taken into account and some promoted listing fee or whatever, you're really walking away with right about the same. So I tend to list things or double or triple list things, but when it's on a local market, I'll list it for way less. Okay, here, a cycling shoe. This is a great brand right here. Check it out, called CD. You should always know this. I've been talking about this for years, but cycling shoes are pretty cool. CD is my favorite brand to like resell, and they come with, two basic kind of models. One is like this smooth kind of bottom, and this would be a road shoe. And then the other one will be a little bit more aggressive looking right here, and that'd be probably a mountain biking shoe. But basically they have two real models that are out there. This is called the Genius model, and then the mountain biking shoe is called the Dominator, typically. These kind of shoes, it's pretty easy to find them for about 10 bucks or less. And you can sell these things for about 60 to 150, sometimes even closer to 200 if you have a rare colorway or something like that, or if you have the ones with the carbon fiber undersoles. So a good brand to look out for, CD. I think these were $7.49 the other day. And if you're looking for the size on these shoes, oftentimes it's right here on this tongue right there. It's like printed in there, just so you know. All right, another shoe, totally awesome shoe that I found. I think I spent $17 on this the other day, size I think 8 or 9, but this is pretty cool. So this is a reissue Reebok Pump, right? This is a cool shoe, but if you're an 80s kind of lover, then you kind of know about this brand a little bit, right? Reebok Pumps, and there's a bunch of reissues of some of the more popular ones, the trainers, the black top, all that kind of stuff. But this was a pretty interesting, I wouldn't say the greatest tennis shoe back then, because obviously, like the Agassi, Lava, the Nike shoe was a really popular one back then too. But this is a pretty cool shoe, and basically with the pumps, like you can pump this up and it this tongue right here basically inflates, so it's kind of cool. I think it might actually inflate on the sides too. I'm not 100% sure, but basically when you pump this thing up, you want to audibly listen with this button for it to deflate. So just so you know, if you find this in the wild, they are pretty rare, and they do have like this thing called the hexalite bottom, so it's kind of like this honeycomb kind of thing right here. Anyway, if you see these with an old school tag, and the tag is typically bigger with bigger fonts, then you're actually probably holding on to a true vintage 80s or 90s like Reebok Pump. But this one has a QR code and all that kind of stuff. So this is a reissue. But still, this shoe right here will probably sell for like $150 to maybe $220 or so. Yeah, it's a pretty good reissue, and it's a pretty cool shoe. So this was 17 bucks, and this one belongs on eBay. Nice shoe. It's not something you see every single day, but Reebok Pump tennis shoes, yeah, I like them. I don't find them a whole lot, but they're really cool. Speaking of cool, check this thing out that I spent 50 bucks on at a garage sale. 50 bucks for a pair of shoes. Well, they're not technically shoes, but they're boots. But these are super rad. So these are actually Python cowboy boots, right? Now Python boots, especially with this type of kind of like, it's not smooth or anything like that. It's got that kind of jaggedy look to it. So these are probably gonna sell between $200 and maybe $350, right? And it's nice. They're in good condition. Typically when I mess with exotic boots, you always want to make sure the main crease, there's no crazy cracks on it or anything like that. Outside of that, cowboy boots are going to have average wear and tear on the bottom. This is pretty normal. And this is a size 13, which is a great size because when you're flipping cowboy boots, you really want to stick with these 10s, 11s, 12s, and 13s. They usually go pretty quick. We have a nice two-tone kind of look to it. I think these are not Tony Lamas. These are Nokonas. So not a bad boot right here. Not something you see every single day. The last time I flipped a pretty good pair kind of like this was probably 6 years ago. But I do flip exotic boots all the time. It's just this type of Python skin is tough to find. So anyway, just found this at a garage sale. And yeah, I actually declined a $220 offer on eBay for these. And then someone bought them for $275, but then didn't pay because he said he got a new pair of boots like that day. So I had to cancel the transaction. But it kind of shows you that we're gonna probably end up getting these things sold between this, like, I don't know, $250, maybe $350 mark. Like that's really where I want to land selling this boot right here. By the way, the second link down below, maybe the first link, I don't even know yet, but maybe the second link, I'm going to advance, okay, next month's deal to like right now. So we're going to open up the deal for the whole month of next month. We're going to open it up now. And it's basically my shoe guide called Shoes to Bucks. Boom, here it is. And it'll teach you all kinds of cool stuff. You should definitely go pick it up. I'm going to mark it down a 50% off sale for like the entire month next month, but we'll get it open up early right now. That'll be the second or third link down below. Go check it out and see if it's for you. Okay. Here, another pair of exotic boots. Now these might not look very exotic because they're all like one tone, but yeah, these are also, I think these are lizard, if I'm not mistaken, but they could also be some belly of some sort. Pretty nice looking boot right there. This is the classic kind of boot that I can put in my antique booth. And these are pretty nice right here. So there we go. The bottom, let's see what I paid for these things. $13.49. This in the booth will sell between about $70 and $100. But if I put that other one that we saw before in the booth, then yeah, that could command, $2 to $3 to $350 in the booth, but it might just take a little bit longer to sell. And the reason why I'm not going to put it in the booth is because of a shrink issue. Like if those things get stolen, that does represent, right, like $200 to $300, $350 of my money. I just don't want to, set that in the booth. Now this right here, I don't care about this. This can go in the booth all day and it'll be listed on eBay potentially. But yeah, look out for stuff like this. When it's a single kind of, leather up here, leather down here, that's a traditional cowboy boot. But these are called exotics. As soon as you have leather here and then some sort of other material here, whether it be smooth quill, full quill, ostrich, stingray, elephant, caiman belly, you have lizard, there's snakeskin, there's all kinds of stuff. But really, when you're dealing with boots, you want to be looking mostly for the exotic ones. In the effort to keep this video on a little bit on the shorter side, maybe 10 minutes or so, here's the last boot that I found the other day. I can't remember what I paid for these things, but I think it was $11. These are mint condition Frye harness boots. Pretty cool. There's the harness thing right there. Pretty easy to spot. Not something you see every single day at a thrift store, but yeah, I had to pick them up. They are in incredible condition, basically mint, as you can see right there. These things should resell for like $150 to about $200. So really nice boot right here, size 11, so great size as well. But look out for stuff like this. This came out on a cart, and this is the Frye logo right here, so you can see it. Check that out. All right, so this came out on a cart, and I happened to walk up on the cart right when it was being pushed out, so it's just pure chance, pure luck, should I say, that I found these things. So that's the video. I'm gonna keep it kind of short. If you're interested in more shoe stuff, go check out the guide deal, and we're gonna be running cool shoe videos, whatever, through the next month and all that kind of stuff, especially on the email list. So, learn this kind of stuff because it is at the thrift stores, it is at the garage sales, they are at yard sales and all that kind of stuff. You're going to be around shoes, you may as well know about it. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Goodbye.